Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, Your Strength Within. My name is Emmanuel Ben Isaac and I'm here to help you overcome your anxiety. If you're a first-time listener, just a little bit about my channel and what's it about. I basically help people overcome their anxiety by sharing tips and my own experience of how I overcame my anxiety disorder. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so you can receive notification when my new videos come out. And if you do enjoy this episode, please click the like button and share it with somebody that you think that would benefit from it. On today's episode, what I want to talk about is how to stop a panic attack. Having a panic attack is not a simple, easy thing to experience. I remember whenever I went through it, I remember how difficult it was just experiencing it for the first time, not understanding, feeling as if I was about to die, feeling as if I was about to have a heart attack. I felt like I was about to lose my mind. I didn't know what was going on with me, and I was sitting there just feeling this panic, and I was like, what in the world is this feeling? I just don't understand. What am I going through? And it was such an intense feeling as I felt like as I was about to die. I felt like I was about to have a heart attack. I remember going to the hospital that whole week, almost every single day, experiencing these panic attacks. And I really thought there was something wrong with my chest. And I remember the paramedic, what he said to me after a while, he saw me so many times, like, it seems like you're having panic attacks. And I remember my parents like, no, that's not true. It's impossible. What are you talking about? There's something wrong with his chest. He wouldn't be complaining this for no reason. My parents didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. But the paramedic was right. He was completely right about my panic attacks. Through my experience of having anxiety disorder, depression, OCD, having very intense OCD, just from my own experience of panic attacks and feeling as if you have no control over your life, over your situations, and you're afraid to go places, you're afraid to leave your house, you're afraid to do things because you think all you're thinking about, all you're focusing on is a panic attack. When it's going to happen. I don't want to feel this anymore. So we protect ourselves. We have that fear, right? We have that fear of having a panic attack. So we have to protect ourselves. And the way we're protecting ourselves is avoiding situations so that situations don't affect us. So, like I said, we avoid in order not to get to that point. We stay home. We avoid large crowds. We avoid being by ourselves. We always need to be with somebody. Whatever it is that fear right now that we're having of having a panic attack is what seems like it's protecting us, but it's not protecting us really. It's controlling us and it's not letting us live. And this is what we need to do. We need to learn how to live with the panic attacks and overcome them and heal that. It's not an easy thing to do, because it's a mind trick that we need to do over here. It's a certain mind trick that we need to say to ourselves is, okay, I need to accept and learn how these panic attacks are, what they are, and where they're coming from. And also to learn to accept them. And I'm going to walk you guys through that today in a way of like understanding how to do that mentally so that you can prepare yourself and how to stop a panic attack. So the first thing you want to do how to stop a panic attack is by visualizing. Whenever you're at home, somewhere safe, you want to visualize yourself having a panic attack. So you want to sit down someplace comfortable and you want to close your eyes and visualize yourself in that scenario that you're having a panic attack. And what you want to do is feel that emotion of panic. You don't want to fight that emotion of panic. You don't want to do that. Is feel it. You won't feel it as intense. That's why this visualization exercise really helps, because you're not feeling as intense. And this way you can train yourself. It's the training ground in order to overcome these panic attacks so that you have the equipment, you have the tools in overcoming it. So we're going to sit down somewhere comfortable. We're going to visualize ourselves having the panic attack. And we're going to go through and we're going to think and in a way feel what we felt there. And what we want to do over here is say, number one is, okay, let's try to do the focus exercise. Let's try to focus something that's around us and let's look at the details. So you still want to do this with your eyes closed, and you're going to focus on a detail. And you're going to look at that detail. You're going to visualize it. And if it's a hard time to do that with your eyes closed, you can open up your eyes and do something that's in front of you. And you're going to look at all the details of that object. The next thing what you want to do once you actually do that is start doing the breathing exercise. Because what you want to do, number one, is get your focus off the panic. That's why you have the object over there. So you want to focus on the object. Step number two is calming yourself down. Of course, step number one is going to do that, right? Is going to do that by taking your focus out of it. And step number two is doing the deep breathing exercise. I do have a video about this. I will link it on top over here so you can watch how to do the deep breathing exercise, how I did it in order to calm down your anxiety. This really helps. Once you do the deep breathing, it really helps calm down your anxiety. Now, once your anxiety is already calm, while you're doing the visualization exercise, once you're actually are now calm, you can say to yourself, okay, let's accept this panic attack. Let's accept this experience of whatever I'm going through. Let's not try to fight it and try to push it out. Let's try to bring it in and feel it and let it go. This way, you're able to have control and have the tools and have training. So whenever you get to that point of like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. Hey, I know how to deal with this situation. Now, it might take a few times, of course. I'm not going to say you're going to get on the first time, because the first time what's going to happen is that most likely you're not going to remember any of this. And when you are going to remember is that later on in the day, when you get home, you want to do that visualization again. And this way you're able to remind yourself whenever you are in public place or when you're out or somewhere, right? You're going to think and say, hey, I remember that visualization that I did, the exercise that I did. Let me apply it over here. Now, whenever you are experiencing a panic attack in public or somewhere that's, like you're having a panic attack, it really doesn't matter. What you want to say over there as well is try to get your focus on something else, same exact thing. You want to do the deep breathing exercise, and you also want to accept your anxiety, the panic attack. Say, hey, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to do the deep breathing exercise. I'm not going to want to fight it. I'm not going to want to feel this feeling. I'm going to want to feel it. I know that sounds crazy. I know, guys. Like, why would I do that? For what reason? It makes no sense. I don't want this feeling. I want it out. Why would I bring it in? Makes perfect sense. But the whole entire thing over here is not controlling it, because you're putting pressure on yourself when you're trying to control, like, hey, I don't want to feel this, right? When you're trying to say, like, I don't want to focus on this. What are you going to do? Like, there's a famous thing, like the elephant, right? I don't want to focus, like, hey, don't focus on an elephant. What's going to happen? You're going to focus on the elephant because you don't want to. But once you like, okay, like, I'm okay with focusing on the elephant, eventually what's going to happen, your focus is going to go somewhere else. Not most you guys are going to say, that's not going to happen with a panic, because I'm so laser focused on this thing that I don't want it so badly. I want it out of my life. I'm terrified of this thing. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's where you take the focus, the object focusing, that you get your focus onto something else and you look at all the detail. You can also do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. I'll also link that up on my video so that you can as well see that, how to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 video. The exercise for that. That also really helps to get you back into reality. Get you back, like, over, what's going on in the moment instead of what's going on in your mind. So this is one of the ways to help you really calm down your panic attacks. Again, these are surface levels techniques that can help you with a panic attack. It's not a permanent solution, meaning that there's a reason why you're having the panic attacks. There's a reason why you're having anxiety attacks. It's not coming out of nowhere. It's coming out of somewhere. It's coming from a much deeper root problem that we need to address, that we need to heal. I always say there are four reasons why a person experiences anxiety or panic attacks or even have anxiety disorder. Number one is having a low self-esteem. Having a low self-esteem really affects your anxiety. It increases it more. Trauma. Maybe you went through some sort of traumatic experience. It can come from a low self-confidence, negative thinking. All of this combined, this will affect and create more anxiety and more panic attacks and get you to the point where you feel like you have no control. So you want to get to the root causes. You want to get to those issues in order to really eradicate the panic attacks from your life. Does it take some time? Of course, but it's definitely worth it. A lot of people say, yeah, I'm just going to take meds and that's it. Meds is like a crutch. It's not the solution. What the solution is dealing with the issue that you had in the core, the root cause, and that way you're able to overcome your anxiety, your panic attacks, and also overcome anxiety disorder. I'm speaking from somebody from experience that went through this, that experienced anxiety, that became a disorder. Severe depression where I didn't want to continue living because I didn't see the end of the tunnel of this suffering that I had, this struggle that I had. I didn't see the light. I just wanted a moment of relief of pain. And my anxiety disorder brought in OCD on top of that. So it was very hard, but what I did, again, I addressed all these four issues. Of course, I did the surface level stuff. It really, really helped. It definitely did. It calmed me down a lot. I'm not going to lie, but again, I want this thing to be completely eradicated from my life, and I wanted to be more in control of my life so that the anxiety and the panic attacks don't have control over me. Now, today, I am anxiety-free for over close to 8 years already, even more, coming up to 9 years, because I did so much internal work, and that's what I recommend. Most of us have a lot of damage with inside of us. I had a lot of traumas, low self-esteem. I had low self-confidence. Was always thinking negatively. I had all four of them, and this is why I got an anxiety disorder, depression, and OCD. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do by clicking on the subscription button and the notification bell so that you can receive notification of my new videos on how to overcome your anxiety disorder. Take care, guys, and I will see you on the next podcast.